Muy buenos días, gracias por estar con nosotros en este su programa Café con Leche, la voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde Hermosa 1470 AM, 96.9 FM. Les habla Lilia Galindo, me acompaña el analista político Tomás Elias. Él escribe en muchos periódicos del estado de California y también a 2 veces a la semana en el Antelope Valley Press. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Good morning, Tom, how are you?
I'm very well. Good morning to you, Lilia. And I thought today we could talk about one of the very important things that happened this week but didn't get much publicity. And that was the fact that the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, turned over all the January 6th tapes of the insurrection at the Capitol to Tucker Carlson to investigate them. Because the Trump people, the MAGA Republican people, have a theory that the insurrection was not really conducted by the Proud Boys or these other right-wing groups, or even instigated by Donald Trump, in spite of what he said at the rally just before it happened. But they're claiming that this the whole insurrection was a false flag operation conducted by Antifa. Now, nobody quite knows who Antifa is, but the right wing likes to blame it for a lot of different things. So let's go on in a minute.
Ok, el día de hoy vamos a hablar de algo que acaba de hacer el actual líder del Congreso, Kevin McCarthy, que él entregó a una de las personas que da noticia en el canal de Fox, a Tucker Carlson, entregó todas las copias que le habían dado a Kevin McCarthy acerca de la insurrección y todo lo que pasó el 6 de enero en el Capitolio. Se le estaba echando la culpa al grupo de Antifa, según los republicanos, que eran los culpables, pero la verdad es que hay mucho en todos estos videos que se le entregaron a esta persona, pues se pone en evidencia la complicidad que existe entre algunas personas que no están bien intencionadas. Does he has the right to do that, or is he
he can do whatever he wants with records like that. That's under his authority. The security tapes from cameras all over the Capitol building were in the custody of the Capitol Police. But the chief of the Capitol Police said that when the Speaker of the House orders them to be released to somebody, then the Speaker has to turn them over. Then the Capitol Police have to turn them over. They don't have any choice but to follow the orders of the Speaker. So that's what they did. And so now let's talk about what these tapes contain. First of all, most of what's in these tapes has already been seen many, many times. They've been on the internet. They were used during the hearings of the January 6th committee. But what was left out when they were used by the January 6th committee and what was never released were the tapes that showed how the members of Congress and the senators escaped from the invaders of the Capitol.
Wow.
Which routes they took, where they went, who helped them, all that kind of thing. Now, that's in these current tapes. So these tapes represent a blueprint for the next insurrection. If somebody tries this again, and if they're unhappy about the next election or something else, who knows what somebody might get unhappy about and want to invade the Capitol over. It's absolutely crazy, in my opinion.
Dice, las implicaciones de que se hayan entregado estos videotapes a esta persona del canal Fox, es de que estos son grabaciones de la seguridad que existe en el Capitolio y no se habían hecho públicos anteriormente. Entonces, cuando el Congreso le pidió a la policía del Capitolio que entregara los videos de seguridad, también los entregó, pero se supone que son más o menos privados. Entonces ahora lo que se tiene es que alguien que apoya o que apoyó esta insurrección del 6 de enero tiene todos los detalles en todos los videos de cómo los congresistas escaparon, cómo los representantes y los senadores escaparon del Capitolio cuando estaban siendo invadidos, ¿verdad? Dice, así es que lo que va a suceder es que si ellos planean alguna otra acción en el futuro, ya saben exactamente qué bloquear, o van a saber qué bloquear o a dónde ir para lograr sus motivos.
So, these tapes show how they really would show new invaders how they could actually capture and imprison and kidnap members of Congress and members of the Senate. To me, it's absolutely disgraceful this would be turned over. But the idea to Tucker Carlson is what I'm saying. Tucker Carlson, remember, is an admitted liar. In his testimony in a trial involving a libel lawsuit against Fox News over what it said about voting machines in the last election, the Carlson and Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham, the main evening hosts for Fox News, all admitted that they were knowingly lying about election fraud when they talked about it at great length and made claims about election fraud after the last election. They knew those claims were false. They testified when they were under oath. But then when they weren't under oath, they lied through their teeth. And, you know, legally speaking, judges tell juries at the end of every jury trial that if you catch someone, a witness, lying about anything during the course of the trial, then you can assume that that same witness lied about everything. And I would say that you can assume that about these tapes over to him. And now Tucker Carlson is saying that his investigators are examining these tapes to make sure this was a real insurrection and not a fake. Wow. And not something that was faked by the left wing to make the right wing look bad. In other words, the right wing calls this sometimes a false flag operation. But, all right, so go ahead with that.
Okay. Dice, bueno, la cuestión es que las grabaciones muestran cómo invadir, si se quiere invadir el Capitolio, cómo pueden capturar, cómo pueden poner en prisión o secuestrar a los asambleístas, a los congresistas, a los senadores y a los de la Casa de Representantes. Y Tucker Carlson dice, es un mentiroso admitido, dice, porque cuando los llamaron a declarar a las 3 personas envueltas en esto, en estar diciendo en televisión que la elección había sido robada y que el 6 de junio no había sido con malos propósitos, pues ahora lo que resulta es que ellos son los que ya testificaron ante la corte, testificaron bajo juramento que estaban mintiendo, que ellos sabían que no se había robado la elección, y de todos modos dice, bueno, pues a ellos se les da estos todos instrumentos para que puedan seguir, dice, porque incluso Tucker manifestó que va a ordenar, que ya ordenó a las personas que trabajan con él, que hagan una investigación de todos estos videos para ver si no fue cierto que fue una falsa acusación en contra de la derecha, y en realidad es los de la izquierda los que propiciaron todo eso, es el Antifa, lo que le llaman. So what is going to happen?
So now let's think about who are the investigators for Tucker Carlson. Well, they're mostly very low-paid and unlicensed interns just out of college who tend to be right-wing kids. The only kind of people that would go to work for Tucker Carlson are extreme right-wing Trump followers. So you're not going to get an impartial investigation of any kind from Tucker Carlson. And you can see this from what they've already put up on the internet within a couple of days of getting these tapes. They have put hazy pictures taken from cameras high up above the crowds, way up high on the upper floors of the Capitol, looking down on the crowds down below. And they say that they're showing some of these people going into the Capitol building wearing earphones or earplugs. And these are earplugs, they claim, that are used by federal agents, like FBI agents, during their operations. But if you look at the pictures, you can't see anything. You can't see if it's an earmuff. You can't see if it's a hat they're wearing that covers their ears. You can't tell what it is if you look at the pictures. But they're claiming it's an earphone. And there's no way that you can see this in the pictures. Therefore, you're already, within a couple of days, you're beginning to get lies from Tucker Carlson. And remember, Tucker Carlson is a certified, proven liar, an admitted liar. When he's under oath, he admitted that he told lies when he wasn't under oath. And you can't believe a word the man says.
Well,
and yet, here's Fox News giving him all this airtime every day.
We almost have to go, Tom. I'm going to translate this one.
Right.
Tucker Carlson
This is an absolutely disgraceful move by Kevin McCarthy, the new speaker.
Es un movimiento deshonesto de McCarthy que dio estas copias de estos videos precisamente a Tucker Carlson, que tiene a personal que es muy mal pagado y que no saben hacer el trabajo. Ya están empezando con mentiras y tenemos que recordar que Tucker Carlson es un mentiroso que ya declaró incluso ante la corte que es un mentiroso. Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Hasta la vista.